We're going to go live in 3, 2.
Welcome to another edition of the Wranglers Roundup, talking Northern Arizona Wranglers football. And now, here's your host, James Poovey, Ed Cole, and Kevin Derryberry. Let's ride.
Who dat?
Over here.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another edition of the Wranglers Roundup. My name is James Poovey, coming to you live here from the Colt Grill in Prescott Valley, Arizona, alongside my broadcast partners, Mr. Ed Cole and Mr. Kevin Derryberry over there to the side. Gentlemen, how are you doing this evening?
After the food that I just inhaled, I'm feeling really good right about now.
That was a fantastic dinner, wasn't it, KD?
No question about it. One more endorsement for the macaroni and cheese, and then the barbecue here is just, it's mouth-watering as we've described before.
It really is.
Spectacular.
Unbelievable. Thanks again for joining us here this evening at the Colt Grill. Get another exciting edition of the Wranglers Roundup. We're pleased to be joined by two players for the Northern Arizona Wranglers tonight. Quarterback Verlon Reed Jr. is with us, as well as wide receiver Skylar Clinton. We're going to visit with those guys. And we're also pleased to be joined this evening by Coach Darren Hudak, the wide receivers coach for the Northern Arizona Wranglers.
That's usually a cue when everybody says, Hudak together.
Hudak. And he walked in right on cue, too.
He did. He came in right at the top of the show as soon as we got started here this evening. Let's take a look back at Saturday evening down in Phoenix, Arizona. Unfortunately, the Wranglers fell to the Arizona Rattlers by the score of 62-19. Some bright spots in the ball game, but obviously a lot of things to clean up as well.
Yeah, it was really tough when the Rattlers would get up on the Wranglers 28-0, and then you had to completely change your game plan as far as the Wranglers were concerned. That is an outstanding football team, the Arizona Rattlers. That's why they're 7-1. They are at the top of the Indoor Football League, and we saw it on Saturday night. Offensively, defensively, special teams. There's very few weaknesses that the Arizona Rattlers have, and that home field advantage, I should say home court because the Suns do play there, but Phoenix Suns Arena, it is an absolutely outstanding atmosphere, and it was great for us to cover the game, but we wish the score would have been different, but alas, it wasn't, and we move on to Duke City.
That's exactly right.
You know, you had a few obstacles there. Certainly you're going against one of the best coaches in all of the Indoor Football League in its entirety, right? Through the history of indoor football, Kevin Guy has been at the top of that list. He picks up career win number 219. But going into that contest for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, you got a couple of real challenges going into it. First, you're out with your head coach. No coach, Dominic Bramante, was out due to COVID protocol. Through the IFL. You're down 3 starters out of the gate. You were going in there, and if you were playing a game of chess, you were going in that game without your knight and without your bishop, and you were going to really be in trouble. So it was going to be a tough evening if you spotted them and let them get in front early, and that seemed to be the issue. We had a little a mishandled kick in the end zone, and that led to a quick 6 for the Rattlers. And at that point, the Northern Arizona Wranglers were in chase mode.
Yeah, that's exactly right, KD. Unfortunately, they did fall to the Rattlers 62-19, but they will go back to the drawing board. They'll make adjustments. The team will come back strong. And this week we've got Duke City. Like we say, we're on to Duke City now, and the Gladiators come to town again this weekend, Ed, to battle the Wranglers inside the Findlay Toyota Center.
It will be a show when Duke City comes because the Davis and Davis connection, Nate Davis and Dello Davis, will come here, and you know they're going to be looking to recreate what they did a couple weeks ago in Albuquerque, and then also when they won here at Findlay Toyota Center just a few weeks before that.
And rest assured, this Wranglers team is going to be looking for revenge to get avenge those 2 losses and really get themselves back on the map here in the Indoor Football League. Guys, we're pleased to be joined tonight by the quarterback for the Northern Arizona Wranglers, Mr. Verlon Reed Jr. Now, Verlon obviously has been injured over the past week or so we'll check in with him and see how he's feeling. And then we're also going to talk with Skylar Clinton, wide receiver for the Wranglers as well, and wide receivers coach Darren Hudak also joining us this evening.
Absolutely. It's a star-studded event here on the Wranglers Roundup Coaches Show.
Well, let's get right to it. Let's take a listen to Ed. He's going to tell us a little bit about the Colt Grill while we get Verlon Reed over there with KDB. and we'll get those guys going here momentarily, Ed.
JP, I would be honored to. The Colt Grill, the place we are sitting at, which I had a fried chicken sandwich, which was unbelievable, and we talked about the mac and cheese, which was incredible as well. So if you are looking for an amazing and fun dining experience here in Prescott Valley, Colt Grill is definitely the place for you. The menu here is jam-packed as the actual dishes they serve you. They've got burgers, pulled pork, baby back ribs, brisket, which comes in many different forms, turkey, chicken tacos, that fried chicken sandwich, which was outstanding, and a whole lot more. Oh, and here's the topper. They also have a sweet treats menu for all of you who love great desserts. So Colt Grill's in 2 locations, one here in Prescott Valley, the one we're sitting in, and in Old Town Cottonwood, and a third that's coming on the way in Sedona. So go online to www.coltgrill.com to get a better look at their menus, their locations, and if you're in need of someone to cater an upcoming event for you, this place is #1, should be #1 on your list. The great folks here at the Colt Grill can take care of that too. Oh, and JP, they are the winner of 13 Best of 2020 awards, including 1, Best Burger, 2, Best Barbecue, and 3, Best Casual Dining. So that sounds like a winner to me.
You got to love it, Ed. Some fantastic food here at the Colt Grill. Everyone always hospitable. They've been nothing but great to us ever since we had the pleasure of being here for the Wranglers Roundup Coaches Show. Thanks so much for that information here on the Colt Grill. We're going to send it over now to our third member of our broadcast team, Mr. Kevin Derryberry. He is standing by with quarterback Verlon Reed.
We welcome in to the broadcast tonight here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers Coaches Show. We are privileged to be joined here by Verlon Reed Jr., as Coach Dominic Bramante would refer to as the franchise. That just doesn't get old, does it, Verlon Reed Jr.? Welcome to the show.
Y'all. Thank y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
I tell you what, there's a saying, especially when you get a couple years older in life, you got some time, Verlon, but they say when you have your health, you have everything. How's your health, and where are you at in the game of the physicality?
Health-wise, I'm fine. I just didn't want to get banged up too much out there, so Coach wanted to go ahead and just pull me out before I got hurt too bad or whatever. But, of course, me being a competitor that I am, of course, I still wanted to play and be there for my guys. But I'll do what's best for the team. So if Coach decides the best thing to do is pull me out, I'll go ahead and just cheer Caden on and cheer the rest of the guys on, and just hopefully they can go out there and make the plays as well.
You always refer to being a leader, and the quarterback is usually that field general. But you're kind of a soft-spoken guy. We can hear it in the tones right here. I know that you can get vocal when you need to be, but the position of being a leader, but a quiet, calm demeanor leader.
Yeah, I do get fired up at times. I'm not really a rah-rah guy. I like to lead with my actions. So, but when I do get fired up out there, the guys hear me, the guys feel me, and I'm just trying to become an even better leader than what I am each and every day. We go to practice, we have a game. I'm trying to figure out what I can do better, to help us become more successful as an organization and as a team. So I'm just trying to go out there and do what's best for the team. Like I said, lead the guys as best as I can. I'm still learning new things, some things that I learned from the past that I'm using along this ride as well. So a lot of things correlate with each other.
Verlon Reed Jr. from the state of Ohio, played collegiate football at The Ohio State University as a wide receiver, but it all comes by way of Marion Franklin High School. 23-6 at the start of there. That's where you cut your teeth, as they say.
Yeah, that's where I own my skills at the quarterback position. It was a great community, great team, great school. Have a very deep connection just with everyone that's involved with that school out there, and we keep in touch here and there, and it's always great to see everybody out there. So that's definitely where my roots are for sure.
How did you become a Wrangler? Where were you when you got word, and what was that like when you received word that you were going to be the signal caller for an expansion franchise here in Prescott Valley?
One thing about me, I like to do innovative things. When I was in college, we had our names on the back of our helmet. No college team has ever done that before. My rookie year, we were fan controlled. Now they have the whole entire league with that now. This year, I knew it was a chance for me to make my mark and build something from the ground up. And like I said, this is my third organization now, so I've seen basically the bottom, and I've seen the top, and we're right there in between. We just have to figure out which direction we want to go, which of course is up. So we're just trying to implement winning ways and just get everybody on board and just keep focused and keep everybody together and stay focused at the task at hand.
So, guys, before you ask your first question, just remember, this man to my right accounted for 70 touchdowns when he was the Rookie of the Year in the IFL for the Salt Lake Screaming Eagles, I believe it is.
Yeah.
70 touchdowns, 54 through the air, another 16 on the ground. It's a playmaker, folks.
Unbelievable stats right there for Verlon. Verlon, I wanted to ask you just really quick, what was it like the other night to step inside of Phoenix Suns Arena? Once again, I believe you played there with the Rattlers, I know you guys played over Gila River Arena for a little bit. How was that to step back into a barn where you had played before? And I'm sure you had some good times with the guys there on that field as well.
It was definitely, the juices were flowing. The competitive juices were flowing for sure. It was definitely a great time. It's always a great time playing on that field. Would have been even had more fun if we'd had more success, of course. But that wasn't my first time stepping on that field as a competitor. It was my second time playing there as a competitor. And it's always fun whether you're home or away. It's better if you're more competitive, especially if you win as the away team. But to be a part of that with them and against them, it's a tale of two stories. So, I'm all for it.
Verlon, to have talent like Todd Athey, Rob Brown, Terrence Bynum, Emmanuel Jones, Darren Clark, all these young men at your disposal, what does that do as a quarterback? How does that help you prepare, knowing that you can have guys like that at your disposal that can just pop the top on the defense whenever they feel like it?
It's definitely a good thing to have on your team for sure. But like you said, we are young, so we're still learning how to play the game, how to get on the same page. We've been a little inconsistent these past couple of weeks, and we just have to get back to the basics, get back to the drawing board, and get back to how we were against Tucson when we were just clicking on all cylinders for the most part. We're still looking for that consistency, of course, but even with all these losses, you'll think I'll be a fool when I say I'm still very optimistic, even of the games that we've lost. And I just feel like we still just need to turn the page, and keep the page turning, keep turning the page, and keep turning the page. And we're a young team, so we just have to keep drilling these winning ways and just keep drilling and keep drilling and keep drilling, so everybody gets it that we can be competitive in this league, But you see what it takes, when you play against a team like the Rattlers, and you see the kind of intensity that they bring every single play, every single game, and we just have to be ready to do that night in and night out, no matter who their opponent is.
And I think to a whole, the Northern Arizona Wranglers believe that. I believe that all the coaches and the players in this organization believe that there is enough talent in this room to get it done. It's a matter of execution on game nights and just the small things, the little things that we kind of embellish to a degree, but it's those little things that we need to continue to refine, and then only then we'll start to see some results and victories.
Yeah, I had a coach remind him before he became ill with COVID and everything. He was asking, what do we need to do? What do we need to change? And honestly, I just feel like us as players, we just need to play better. We just have to perform. We have to bask in the moment and just take the moment for what it is and just go out there and enjoy it. But just stay focused, and we just have to execute better. And it's like you said, it's small things. It's something small that maybe take you off your route, or maybe miss a block, or me missing the pass, or open wide receiver, or missing the read. So it's something for us to improve at every level offensively, and we just got to get out this funk and start putting up some points. Help the defense.
Verlon, what do you think is the difference in coming up and playing in sort of a small town like Prescott Valley up here in northern Arizona? You've been in a big market before down in Phoenix and other markets as well in this country. What do you think is the difference? Does that help guys kind of maybe eliminate some of the distractions of a big city and maybe not as much to do? And that might not be a bad thing when you're trying to focus on the game and really hone in and gel together as a unit.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a difference, but we're professionals, so regardless of what setting we're in, we just want to be successful. We want to be competitive, no matter what the elements are that we're dealing with. So we just want to go out there and remain focused, no matter if you have something to do or not. You know what you have to do. We have a craft that we're working on, so you're not going to get better at it by worrying about outside elements. That doesn't really help you get better at your game.
Ed might have alluded to this when he was talking about the wide receivers, but I'm curious about, we always hear the word chemistry, and it seems like you and Todd Athey had instant chemistry. I think the first flip to him was a 42-yard touchdown for 6 points. You and Terrence Bynum also have a good thing going, but as Ed pointed out, you've got 5 or 6 receivers that you're working well with. Describe the chemistry aspect with each of those guys, if you will, or in particular Todd Athey, because he's been here for less than 3 weeks. and it seems like you guys have an instant rapport.
Yeah, well, the interesting thing about Todd is he actually was a former quarterback. I think this is like his first time actually playing receiver, like ever, coming into this league.
Is that right?
Yeah, I had a talk with him already as soon as he got here, and he told me. So that's kind of how we've been connecting more so often these past few weeks.
So you guys are having quarterback-type conversations, but now he's a wide receiver.
Yeah, so with the receiver aspect, now is more so trying to get him to run cleaner routes, and he has the talent, but now let's get the IQ there a little bit more. Let's get your motor going so that you can be even more tougher to guard. And a lot of guys, have an adjustment to this league because it's very fast and it's very aggressive and it's physical. It's very interactive, not just with the fans, but with the players in general because you're begging to get somebody every single play. And you have to be ready and willing to do that with all, with 100% effort every single play. So just trying to drill that into the guys, trying to hurry and get this ball rolling because once it gets going, it's going to be hard to stop.
Burlon Reed Jr. right here with some interesting nuggets as we look towards the Northern Arizona Wranglers. It's Duke City one more time. This will be the third out of 4 meetings I think we have scheduled with the Gladiators. They went under a coaching change.
Yeah.
Coach Kent now running the show. What's different about their group? And you've seen them. You have experience now. It seems like these games have gotten a little closer. The last contest was a 14-point loss. We let Nate Davis kind of beat us over the top a couple times, but there again, you're 2 touchdowns away. That's a winnable football game.
Yeah, this is one of the games that we definitely feel like we can and should win. But you have to go out there and execute no matter who you're playing against. None of these games are easy. Even the games where the scoreboard may seem like it's very spread apart, those games aren't always easy. You have to go out there and you have to earn it, and you have to take what's rightfully yours. So we know we're 1-7 right now, but we're not worried about that. We're just taking it 1 week at a time. We know what's at stake, who we're playing against, the implications of that. So we just got to go out there and play our best football game, and I feel like if we do that, we'll come away with a victory.
Tell us about the 1-7, that victory over the Sugar Skulls at home, inside the barn, Prescott Valley. Place was rocking. Special night for everybody. Describe it for you.
It was definitely great to see for the organization, for the community. We've all been through so much together already. We represent the 19 out there, and we know what this community stands for. And to go out there and finally get a taste of victory on our home field for those people, it was definitely a great feeling, and it warmed my heart to see so many people just enjoying themselves and enjoying the atmosphere and just taking it all in. It was definitely exciting to see.
Tremendous.
Burlon, we all know the specialness, if you will, of the game against Duke City coming up once again, our 3rd meeting of 4 scheduled this season. With everything going on right now with Coach Bramante, obviously our thoughts and prayers go out to you, big guy. We're glad to hear that you are doing better. And on the mend, we look for that to hopefully continue. What would it mean for this football team to get the win at home this Saturday night against those Duke City Gladiators that you've battled a couple times this season already, and also with everything that surrounds a game like this?
First of all, definitely shout out to Coach B. Definitely he's getting better. Hate to see anybody get touched with COVID or any illness whatsoever, but to get this victory, I mean, any and every victory means a lot. Every game is important to me. I treat it like it's a championship game. I try to go out there and do the best that I can to help my team win by any means necessary. And I do know a victory this weekend would definitely put us in a better position than where we are now. Like I said, I'm still very optimistic. I'm positive. I'm ready to get after it tomorrow morning in practice, and I just want to get better. I want us to get better, and I just want to hurry up and get this losing feeling out of my stomach. So I'm itching for a win this week.
That's from the man that calls the plays. He's the signal caller for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Gentlemen, it's about that time for a little quick draw, maybe?
Yeah, you ready for it?
Let's do it. Our favorite part.
Way back in the frontier days of the old wild, wild west, where the settlers would settle and the outlaws would roam the rugged terrain of the Southwest from town to town, saloon to saloon, one would always have to be ready for the unknown, and at any time, you had to be ready for the old quick draw.
It's time for the quick draw segment here with Burlon Reed Jr. All right, let's a couple of easy ones here. He is from Ohio. He's from Marion Franklin High School, as we mentioned, they're in Columbus. But we're going to start with this. LeBron James or Dan Gilbert? Because it's one or the other, right?
I'm going to go Bron.
So you're going to go Bronny, LeBron James over the owner, Dan Gilbert. And I think that would be a collective answer for most Clevelanders. And I agree right there. We'll go with LeBron. What's your favorite shoe? Everybody's got flair for some style on this football team. Where do you go in the shoe category?
I'm not really a sneakerhead, but if I had to choose one, I would say Jordan.
Go Jordans?
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go Jordan.
Yeah, I mean, half your team are sneakerheads, though, right?
Yeah. I'm very plain. Like, I don't wear nothing fancy. I wear flip-flops, sweat, every single chance that I get.
Comfort. You're into comfort.
I don't wear jewelry. Like, I'm not flashy at all. I'm plain Jane. Plain Jane, man.
All right, speaking of plain Jane then, Browns or Bengals?
Neither.
Oh, neither? Who do you go?
Steelers, man.
Oh, yeah, okay. I did not know that. Verlon Reed Jr.
Come on now.
We have
The show has
instant
come
love.
to an abrupt end here.
Okay,
Verlon, come on.
You talk about raising this program up to Emmy status. Here we go. Verlon Reed Jr., a man after my own heart. All
You
right.
see what you did?
I like that.
Verlon.
The Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yes,
Okay,
sir.
but then we'll go to baseball for a second. Reds or Indians?
I'm going to go. Who Yasiel Puig play for? Which one he play for? Is it the Reds?
He did play for actually played for both teams.
Did he?
did.
He was drafted by the Dodgers, signed by the Dodgers.
Yeah.
From Los Angeles, I think. $42 million signing
I'll go
out of Cuba.
Cleveland.
You could pass if you have to.
I mean, I'm not really a baseball fan,
Okay.
so
That was an Ohio thing.
yeah, I got you.
All right.
but
How about
I'll
this?
take the Columbus Clippers if anything.
Okay. Which that's Landrick Brody would love that because that's the Yankees AAA club.
Okay.
So LB, I know you're watching LB. So come on now.
We know Landrick is tuned in.
Yes, he is.
So how about this dream car? How about a dream car?
I don't really have one, but if I had to choose one, probably like a Lambo or something.
Lambo?
Yeah.
Dream vacation spot.
I don't have one.
Oh,
I'm like, I'm playing, like I told you, like I don't have like stuff like that. Like, I mean, I would like to go to like the Bahamas or the Caribbean or something, something like that, overseas. Go see some clear water or something like that. See something more exotic than just United
Bahamas
States.
or something.
Yeah, really.
All right.
Yeah.
Something a little more exotic, like I said. All right, what do you listen to at pregame?
I listen to bad music. I listen to NBA Youngboy a lot. But I also listen to my boys back home, Lowdown, PUAZ, and Fulio. I listen to them a lot. But
I think Whitney.
mainstream, I'll say NBA Youngboy. He's a young rapper, but
Okay.
it's just the mentality that I have on the field, and the way he raps is just match the way that I feel. So
That guy wouldn't he wouldn't be in your Mount Rushmore of rappers, would he?
nah.
Okay.
As young rappers, yeah, but as like rappers that like overall, nah.
You got four for me real quick, right off the top of your brain?
Yeah, but it's gonna be more so my era.
Yeah, let's hear
Okay.
your era.
Okay,
Your
so
Mount Rushmore of rappers
Okay.
for Verlon Reed Jr.
And it's in no specific order.
No order.
But I will tell you my favorite of the four. But I'll go Wayne, Drake, Jeezy, and Future. But my favorite of the four is Jeezy. That's like my favorite rapper.
All right.
Yeah, I like Jeezy.
That's my
Jeezy,
dog.
stock on the rise tonight.
Yes.
If you go to YouTube and type in my highlight tape, it's nothing but Jeezy.
Okay.
All right. It's all making sense now.
I know you're a big video game guy too. So what's the game of choice?
Honestly, I play Madden and 2K. I suck at Call of Duty. I gave up on it in 2011 in college because I was just so terrible. So I never even try to give it a chance anymore because I'm just like awful at it.
Really?
I'll play some Tekken. I love Tekken. I still play Tekken. So, but them like the main three games that I play.
So my son's a huge Call of Duty player, and anytime I tried to play a Call of Duty, I get my nose in that first room, head
And it's
blown
over.
off, I'm
Yeah.
done. Like life over. And
I'm telling
I
you.
could never get past the second room
Yeah.
or the second level of anything. So
But I am trying to get into other games like FIFA and baseball.
FIFA's a lot of fun.
I played FIFA before. I haven't played baseball since I was a kid, so I know that the game is very different than when I last played.
Yes.
So.
As we wrap up, what teams do you take at 2K, basketball, and then Madden? What teams are you rolling with?
I low-key like the Panthers on that. They're kind of the cheap spot. But only if they got Curtis Samuel on there. I know he just got traded to the Redskins.
Christian McCaffrey, too.
Yeah. So that was definitely my team. I would build me a quarterback up and just work with him from the bottom. 2K, I'm a Lakers fan, so I'll probably go Lakers.
Lakers, another great setup for Verlon Reed Jr. Hey, there you have it from the franchise right there from Columbus, Ohio, Verlon Reed Jr. He is the quarterback of our Northern Arizona Wranglers. Verlon, thank you so much. Stay healthy the rest of the way. And we look forward to seeing you guys Saturday night, buddy.
Yes, I appreciate you. Thank you for having me.
Thanks, Verlon.
Verlon Reed Jr., our guest here on the Northern Arizona Wranglers Coaches Show.
Outstanding stuff, gentlemen. Thank you so much for that information. Ed, why don't you give us a shout and tell us a little bit about Findlay GMC while we bring on our next guest, Coach Darren Hudak.
Of course, Findlay GMC, you've got to discover the Findlay advantage in Prescott as the vehicles they sell, the customer service they provide, and the top to bottom and inside and out maintenance their technicians provide is simply unbelievable. Becoming part of the Findlay GMC comes with certain perks like free membership in the Findlay Prescott Advantage Club. Trust me, it gives you tons of advantages like earning up to $2,000 off your next vehicle, service points where you earn 15% off all qualified purchases, complimentary shuttle service on the days you bring your vehicle in for service, and a whole lot more. Findlay GMC has a vehicle inventory both new and pre-owned as far as the eye can see, so whatever your heart desires, when it comes to your new ride, Findlay GMC can deliver. The men and women at Findlay GMC are all about ensuring you have a hassle-free buying experience, so they also offer what's called the Black Tie Experience, which is concierge service in its highest form. It goes across the board with their sales, service, and their collision center. You can pre-qualify for financing either on their website, or you can visit them in person and get the quick and easy process started. So check out www.findlaybuickgmc.com, call their sales department at 928-202-4752, or visit their showroom at 1006 Commerce Drive in Prescott. JP.
Ed, thank you so very much for that valuable information there on Findlay GMC right here in Prescott. We are pleased now to be joined by Coach Darren Hudak, the wide receivers coach for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. He's standing by with KD.
Thank you, James. We are certainly glad to have Coach Hudak, and Coach Hudak has the best name to say on the team, Darren Hudak. And I got to also just throw a bone out to Coach Hudak because he is one that shows up at the pressers, if you will, at the coaches show, ready to throw Anderson Asphalt Service and Contracting a bone. He's got the hat on. This guy is one of the sharp tools in the shed, as they would say.
Everybody's picking up an endorsement deal these days, Kevin. I mean,
Absolutely.
everyone, right? Why not
right.
you too, Coach?
Yeah, man, this goes out to my friend Dan Anderson. He's one of the most generous guys in the area. Huge supporter of youth football and huge supporter of Northern Arizona Wranglers football. So this one's for him.
And who would think Coach Hudak's got some pipes as well, that good, nice, strong voice. Coach, let's talk about your football team. Obviously, you do a lot more things than just coach the wide receivers, but we've had a couple changes in the wide receiver room since we began week one. You've added Todd Athey, and what a dimension he's brought to your football team. But I don't know if we say Terrence Bynum's name enough because he has been a tremendous playmaker for your football team.
Absolutely. And one thing, I can't say enough about TB, Terrence. He brings the energy every single day at practice. Every single day he's got it. And that's saying a lot for practicing at 6 in the morning. But
right.
He's ready to go. He's one of those guys that anything you ask him, he'll jump right in and do. He's not afraid to block. He's not afraid to put his head in there, run down there and kickoff team. Anything we need from him, he's always there.
And I've seen him sacrifice his body on a number of occasions, too, selling out, trying to make grabs. And I believe at one point, heading into last week's game, Mr. Bynum had 13 receptions for 135 yards and 6 touchdowns. 13 targets, if you will, 6 touchdowns on the conversion rate. That is solid.
Absolutely. That's some good math right there.
He's been very, very impressive. Coach, what are you able to take away from those successes with guys like that? Obviously, we had Kevin Rudd, who had a lot of success for this football team as well. He's now with the Spokane Shock. But what are some things that you're looking for guys that maybe aren't here now that could be the next guy in? And just what are things that you're looking for from guys in that wide receiver room?
I think we want guys that bring a synergy to the position group, that understand it's not always about a play that's designed for them, but maybe freeing it up for someone else. And then someone that's confident in their abilities. This game requires you to make some tough catches. So go out there, sell out, get that ball. That's what we expect from you. Other than that, we want a leader who leads by example. Talk is cheap, so we want someone who's going to lead, we want Verlon Reed. You know, he's a leader by example. He will not ask anyone to do something that he's not going to do himself. And as the quarterback, again, that could be pitching in on scout team. It could be, you know, running down there on kickoff. He'll do anything for this team. So that's what we're looking for across the board.
Guys?
Coach, what's the interaction like between Verlon and when Caden was there, between them and the wide receivers? Do they usually come in your wide receiver meetings, or do you have meetings with the quarterbacks and the wide receivers together? How does that work together as far as their communication during the week as they're getting ready for Saturday?
Well, first of all, you see, you know, now we got Caden as he's part of the club. He's one of us after catching that pass in Duke City. So we anointed him in our group. So he's, you know, usually we're trying to talk just the wide receivers. I can't keep those two away. But now at least one of them's, you know, we're embracing him as one of our own. But no, on a serious note, yeah, like I said, they're always involved. You know, we get to the individual period of practice, and we're all working together. It's, you know, hey, what do you guys want from us about spacing? So we all have to be on that same page.
Coach, what has been the biggest surprise for you from the wide receiver room? We're about halfway through the season right now, maybe a little bit more than halfway. Has there been a guy or maybe a couple of guys that have really stood out to you and really emerged for this football team? Obviously, you got guys like Terrence Bynum, you say, that are normally every day there. They're bringing the heat. But who has really stepped up and really surprised you?
You know, I think Guy mentioned Speedy Clark. What he brings is veteran, and he's another one that anytime, you know, we could have him loop in on the defensive side of the ball, he's the type of guy you can't keep off the field. So he brings value there. JJ, just a ridiculously hard worker, ridiculously precise. And then, you know, Guy mentioned this guy right here. He's a playmaker for us. You know, he had some injuries he was dealing with early in the season, but we saw him emerge against Spokane.
And this guy right here, for those that can't see, this is Skylar Clinton, the pride of Prescott High School, a one-time Badger.
Absolutely.
So he is a playmaker, and he's definitely, his stock is on the rise. Back to you, Coach Hudak.
Yeah, and, you know, he's kind of a throwback receiver where you got to respect his route running, his speed, but then also his size and his toughness. So he's one of those guys that, you know, he catches the ball, and then you're excited to see what he's going to do with it and how many bodies are going to bounce off him. So that's always great having that dynamic in the core.
And Coach, how great is it to have wide receivers that aren't scared to get physical, aren't scared to get up and affect the DB and just, you know, kind of jam them and do what they need to do to get their routes open and get open. Guys that aren't afraid, like Todd Athey on Saturday, he almost made that catch in the end zone where he kind of banged his arm, but he was willing to sacrifice his body to almost make that touchdown catch in the corner of the end zone.
Yeah, that's what we need, and, you know, that's something you can't coach because that comes from within. So the fact that we have guys who are willing to lay it on the line is huge, and you know, the fact that when they bring that physical presence, that's another weapon in their arsenal. Because now you got the DB sitting there going, okay, is he coming to run me over and block me? Or is he going to run me over, go out for a pass? I got to guard him. I got to respect the run. So it kind of rounds out what they can threaten the defense with.
You mentioned a key point right there about the blocking. I feel like this team has progressively gotten better each week, blocking downfield, playing unselfish football. They know their number's not called, but we saw just a couple weeks ago in that win over the Sugar Skulls where James Brownie hopped down the field, setting up Verlon Reed Jr. to score a long touchdown run. Just unselfish play, but these guys are getting better blocking down the field as well.
No doubt. And, you know, it takes all 8 of them on the field. It takes all of us in the box. It takes us as a unit, you know. So, again, whatever – you never know when a big play is going to pop, and that's why we coach them to say, hey, you know, play through the whistle, pick someone up, find someone, assert yourself, be that threat, because it's a game of inches. So that could be an inch being, you know, on a block. It could be anything.
Coach, talk a little bit. Oh, I'm sorry.
Go ahead, Jay.
Talk a little bit more about Jonathan Jones. He's really emerged over the last couple of weeks from a small school like Fort Scott. What is he bringing to this wide receiver room?
So we're really excited about him. You know, we got him from Louisville, and he's a very captivating player because he can do so much. You know, we had him working at wide receiver group, but then this last week we threw him on the defensive side when we needed some help at DB, see what he could bring there. And then obviously we saw what he could do on the kickoff return team. He's got that vision. He's got that burst. He's got that speed. So it's going to be fun figuring out how we can use that for him to contribute.
JJ #playmaker. It was on display I talked to him about his numbers. I think it was 7 for 147
Yep.
with that 50-yard touchdown. He was unaware of his success that he had. Now, granted, the Rattlers scored quite a few points and they had a lot of kickoffs, but I thought your special teams in adverse conditions on the road played pretty solid.
Yeah, and that was a bright spot to take away from it. I think in a game like that, it was clear that we're going up against a well-coached team, a team that was well-prepared. But then when you really look at the film, you see how much was self-inflicted on our end and how, we were just a step off here or, a yard off here. So that's encouraging for us because even though on paper, it didn't look great and it was an unacceptable performance for, the organization, for our fans, and for each other as players and coaches. What we do now is we extract what we can build off of from that and then just leave everything, put everything to bed and move forward. And that's what we have to do as professionals.
Guys, my last one for Coach Hudak is really about the character of this football team. This is a credit to the Medlocks, and this is a credit to Matt Kayward, of course, Dominic Bramante, and the entire staff, David Moran and Coach Pena and everybody to a man. And then these players. The amount of respect with these players on this football team, it's just really impressive. The yes-sirs and no-sirs are one thing, but just the fact that these guys will take the time to converse with you, talk about the game with you, it helps me with my job. And I just want to say there are so many high-character guys in this organization, really a tribute to you and the coaches for putting this team together and to continue to funnel in and weed out, and get the blues in here. It's just been remarkable what you guys have done with character.
Appreciate that, and I gotta give credit to the Medlocks for his top-tier organization they're building, and then to the players because they're all enjoyable guys to be around. Which when we're on these long bus rides in the airport, that makes it fun. That makes it enjoyable for us as coaches when it's not just good football players we're bringing in here. It's high-character people, like you were saying. It's people that we know are going to give back to the community. You see them at the Boys and Girls Club. You see them within the community and enjoying and embracing this opportunity they have. So, I can't say enough about that.
That's Coach Darren Hudak, the wide receiver coach here for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Darren, always appreciate your time. A professional coach, and we appreciate you being part of tonight's program.
Hey, it's literally my pleasure. Good food, beautiful night, talking football with friends. Sign me up anytime.
It's a good time.
Coach, we appreciate it so much. Thank you for taking the time with us tonight. We really appreciate it. Ed, we're going to talk a little bit about Findlay Toyota here in Prescott Valley while we get our final guest of the evening over there with KD. That is the wide receiver, Skylar Clinton. Once again, that was Coach Darren Hudak, wide receivers coach for the Northern Arizona Wranglers. Pleased to be joined by him as always. Findlay Toyota in Prescott serves Prescott, Prescott Valley, Chino Valley, and Cottonwood. They have a huge inventory of new and pre-owned vehicles, almost 300 pre-owned, as a matter of fact. Whatever you want, they have got it at Findlay Toyota of Prescott. Nothing but the best technicians in the business provide best maintenance that money can buy. The dealership has a comprehensive parts department, so you'll be ensured that they have the highest quality parts for your vehicle when it is time for service. Findlay Toyota has won multiple awards, including a President's Award from Toyota Motor Sales, Car Guru's Top Rated Dealer Award for 2021, Carfax's Top Dealer for 2020, and the 2019 Consumer Satisfaction Award from Dealer Rater. I could talk to you forever about Findlay Toyota in Prescott Valley, but you got to check it out for yourself. Visit them at FindlayToyotaPrescott.com, or you can check them out in person. They are located at 3200 Willow Creek Road in Prescott, or you can reach them by phone as well at 888-834-0165. Findlay Toyota right here in Prescott, a proud partner with the Northern Arizona Wranglers and a proud sponsor of the Wranglers Roundup Coaches Show. We're going to send it over now to KD. He is standing by with wide receiver Skylar Clinton.
Thank you, James. Thank you, Ed. Skylar Clinton, the pride of Prescott Valley, a one-time Bradshaw Mountain football player, and he played for the Badgers, played for the Wyoming Cowboys, had a little time for UAB, and then he played for the Jacks. And we welcome the native, Skylar Clinton. Welcome to the show.
Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Well, I got to say, my first look at Skylar Clinton was in practice, and he ran a 9 route, if you will, just a streak right down the far sideline, and he caught a nice ball from Verlon Reed Jr. in practice, and we like, okay, I need to do some research. Who's this young man showing some speed and some great hands? It was this guy to my right, Skylar Clinton. I got to tell you, welcome home and welcome back home. What's it like to play for your hometown here in the IFL?
You know, it's been fun being able to come back home, being able to, enjoy my time here and being around my family, because I haven't been able to do so in the last couple years. So, they've been able to make a lot of games this year that I've been able to play in as well. And, it's just been fun having them there, my friends and stuff like that.
I bring up the first touchdown in practice because in your gameplay, when your number has been called, you have turned it into points and success for this offense. Let's go back to the Spokane game. Terrence Bynum goes down. We were talking about TB's impressive numbers for him, but you look at your opportunities and what you've done with your opportunities. You took advantage of the extra snaps in that Spokane game. 4 catches for 56 yards and 2 spectacular touchdown grabs. Take us back to the Spokane game where you had a lot of success and really made your debut with this football team.
There was never a doubt that I couldn't do it. It was just a matter of being able to get healthy to do so. And so in the Spokane game, it was just another opportunity, just another time to do my thing, and that's what, happened.
That was fantastic on how you went about that. James?
Skylar, what does it mean to you? Obviously, you're a local guy having attended Prescott High School and being a former Badger. What does it mean for you to essentially come home and play for your hometown team? I mean, let's face it, this is the only professional football team in Prescott Valley, so this is it, right?
Yeah.
I mean, what does that mean to you? It's got to be something special.
It is, and it's just has to do with, my friends and family and the people in this area, giving back to them and kind of putting on a show for them. My goal is to keep moving forward. It's not just to be here, it's to keep going on, CFL, NFL, whatever it is. And, this is a stop that I had to make to do so. So it's been fun to be able to represent the community and stuff like that and see them out there at every game.
Skylar, what is it about this offense that allows you to maximize your skill set and what you're able to bring to the Wranglers?
I think could be every offense. It's just, I'm a big physical guy, and that's what I love to do. And so being able to, showcase that in the indoor football league, it's kind of, just fits who I am and what I do every day.
Talk about being physical. The propensity to be able to score touchdowns. We just mentioned a minute ago, 4 catches, 56 for 2, but it was the targets, the amount of touches. You had 1 carry in the game a couple weeks back against Duke City, and it was a 1-yard run, but it was a broken play, and you showed the ability to get to the goal line. And what I thought was a physical, punishing run. You delivered a lot of contact and a lot of punishment as you broke the plane of the goal line. What was it like to score right there and be able to flip one up in the stands?
It's kind of goes back to what I used to do in high school a lot when I was, playing a running back, and it's something that I love to do.
You like contact, right?
Yeah,
let's not kid around.
I'm always looking for it.
He's a member of the Wranglers Contact Club.
Like
yes.
Yeah, it's something I'm always looking for. So, on that run, it was just, an opportunity for me to just, get in there. It was 4th down, and I knew we needed a touchdown. So that's what I had to do.
You, like many other players, have a little body art right there on that right forearm. Take us through what's happening there. It seems like that is a pretty tricked-out piece, and you talk about talent. Yeah. Someone put a lot of effort into that, and I could see talent on your right arm right there.
Oh, yeah. So this all got done, and most of it got done in Alabama. There was a few places that got it done here. They added to it. It was Electric Needle in Prescott Valley.
Little shout-out to Ian right there.
And so, it's something that, after everything I've done and, certain things that I've been through, it's just, represents my life and, the stuff that I've been through and the stuff that I can see going forward. And so that's what's on my right arm. On my left leg, I, kind of have an Arizona tribute theme leg sleeve going on. I got the trees to represent Prescott, Arizona, and northern Arizona in general, with the Arizona star and the flag for Arizona on my leg. So it's kind of some stuff that I like getting done, and it's just kind of represents who I am.
Guys, what I find kind of be interesting for Skylar is that we talked about the stops and other colleges, UAB and Wyoming, but he played high school ball here in the Valley and then ended up at NAU. Now he's playing professionally in the Indoor Football League, but the experience for the Jacks, what was that like for you? Again, you're home. It's just it's literally a few moments up the road here, and you're almost in your backyard right there in Flagstaff.
Yeah, so I decided to leave UAB. I had 1 year left, which was my medical redshirt year from when I tore my ACL, and just kind of looked back on my time there and just wanted to keep moving forward. I wanted to be able to have my parents come. Unfortunately, they weren't able to come watch me play last year at NAU because of the COVID rules and stuff like that, but it was still a very good time to, be able to spend there because I wanted to come back home and, kind of have that opportunity was amazing, and I think, everybody up there for that.
So Skylar, those 3 stops, the diversity as far as all of those three different programs, how did they mold you into the wide receiver that you are right now? What did you take from each one of those systems to kind of put your game together that you display now?
Yeah, so basically, in the outdoor world, I'm a tight end, and that's where I've spent for the last 3 years at both of those places, and it, each place has been able to, add stuff to me, qualities, whether it's in football or outside in life, and, kind of help mature me. So I would say that, that's kind of the biggest thing that for me, what I was able to take away was the technical stuff from football and as well as, a bunch of life lessons.
Skylar, let's get back to the physicality just a little bit for a moment. How do you, when you come into a football game, obviously over the last, I'd say 10, 15 years, wide receivers, I think you guys would agree, have gotten more physical in nature. It kind of goes ebbs and flows. The big wide receivers come in, and then small, speedy guys are in for a while, and then it goes back to the big guys. How do you line up against a DB in the Arena Football League, or an Indoor Football League, and let him know from play number 1 that I am coming, I'm bringing in every single play, I'm going to smash you off the line every single time, and it's going to be like that all night long?
Yeah, so it starts from the very first play. Most of the time we run the ball or we run the ball on first down, and, that's kind of gives me a second to get after it, and it creates opportunities for other guys on the team. But, from the first play or the first run play at least, I got to prove that I'm coming after you all day, whether it's in practice too. It's just something that I enjoy doing.
Is your dad one of those football kind of dads? Like, do you get to have conversations with him? When I say, I mean, Coach Hudak is a football dad. He's got 2 kids he's nurturing and growing and raising over there. But, I was a baseball dad growing up, so, a different perspective.
Me too.
But you take it to that the football dad point of view. What are the conversations like with Dad after games, win or lose, or success or failures? What's that conversation like with Pops at home?
So I would say my dad's a lot like me, or I guess I'm a lot like him. He's a super quiet guy. So it's always fun to, when he has something to say, it's very important to listen to him. He does bring a lot of good information and experience and, just stuff like that. And, I thank him for being able to, show up to every game that he could.
That's awesome.
So it's been good.
Dad does his talking with his shoulder pads and helmet, right, Skylar?
Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Well, I got to point something out here. We heard Verlon kind of soft-spoken but deep pipes. Skylar Clinton's got some deep pipes. Coach Hudak's got some deep pipes. I don't know if you guys know this band, but the Oak Ridge Boys back in the day, Elvira is this song, and they had a guy that could do some bass with the voice, and you guys all should be signing up to do covers for the Oak Ridge Boys. If we had a really good sound team here, we'd hear a little Elvira in the background right now, but we'll work through that. But, guys, is it about ready for that quick draw segment?
We're ready.
All right.
Skylar, it's time for the quick draw segment.
Way back in the frontier days of the old wild, wild west, where the settlers would settle and the outlaws would roam the rugged terrain of the Southwest from town to town, saloon to saloon, one would always have to be ready for the unknown, and at any time, you had to be ready for the old quick draw.
Somebody just handed me a note. Oh, somebody just handed me a note saying that the Major League Baseball home run derbies on the night. Whatever.
Who's watching that?
Yeah,
They're
whatever.
watching the Wranglers.
Skylar
Roundup.
Clinton joins us here for the quick draw segment. Let's just go for an easy one here. Suns in 5 or 6?
I wanted to say Suns in 4, but, I'll take 5.
We'll take 5. I think Suns in 5. Guys, you guys
Yes.
agree?
Suns
I'm
and
trying
5.
to patent Suns in 5 actually right now, so we'll see how
Okay.
that works out. Yeah,
Well, very good, because Suns in 4 is already spoken
it's
for.
already done.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's already spoken for. That young man's getting paid right
Yes, he
there for
is.
that one. All right, how about this? Let's talk fans. Prescott High School fans or Bradshaw Mountain High School fans? Just fans.
Oh,
Just fans.
good question.
That's a tough one. Prescott.
The Badgers.
I graduated from there.
All right, let's take another level. UAB fans or NAU fans?
NAU didn't have fans because of COVID, so I'm choosing UAB.
Okay, all right, that's fair enough. That's kind of really not NAU's fault. That's not the Jacks' fault. But if there were fans in the building, that's another great venue, the Sky Dome, the walk-up. So that's a fantastic way to play football. What's your go-to at Starbucks? Are you a coffee guy?
Oh, I'm a big coffee guy, big caffeine guy. I have to get a venti cold brew, light ice, almond milk, and add vanilla and caramel.
There you go.
Whoa.
And that's what the comedians always talk about, trying to buy a drink at Starbucks right there. So why don't you repeat that for us that are still starting to write that one down?
What's the Skylar?
That
Hold
was
on a
funny,
minute.
I knew that. All right, so it's a venti cold brew.
Okay.
With light ice. Add almond milk. Add a pump of vanilla and a pump of caramel.
That's about as healthy as you can get right
I want
there.
to ask Coach Hudak how many football players he's heard say Vente in his life. One.
Fantastic. Most enjoyable football achievement. And we know you're in stepping stone mode, that you've got bigger aspirations. But to this point, what's your most impressive or most proud accomplishment or achievement, if you will?
Most proudest achievement would be to have my signing day and be able to do that when I signed to Wyoming. That was a big day for me, and it was just kind of a representation of a lot of hard work that I put in. So that would be it.
I'm going to just sneak this one in. Did you get to see any of the sights and the scenery in Wyoming? What a beautiful state.
Yeah, we actually, for my visit up there, they took us up into the mountains, and we went snowmobiling and all that stuff when I went in January.
Look
So
how
that was fun.
Wyoming's recruiting snowmobile trips, huh? I see how they're doing that.
It was fun.
Okay.
You
I'll
gotta
see you,
take what
Wyoming.
you got,
Let's-
right?
They always talk about the pregame meal. We get the pasta and all the sauce. But what's your postgame meal? Now it's time to eat. What are you having in your postgame meal? We saw you polish off some brisket tonight, so we know that you're gonna go for something special.
Yeah, so I've been on the carnivore diet where I'd eat only meat for a long time. So, it'd have to be just a regular chicken, steak, anything like that. Typically, I love going to the gym after the game if I'm healthy, and that's just something I do.
All right, very good. All right, 2 more. All right, we're going to take you to a movie. You only get to pick one film. It's going to be F9 or Black Widow. Which one are you going to see?
Black Widow.
You're going to go Black Widow.
Gotcha.
All right, so here's some numbers, guys. Just over the weekend, both these films have debuted here in the last couple of weeks. For F9, $70 million in their debut, up to $541 million globally for F9, if you can imagine that. But then Black Widow, on the other hand, and their debut weekend, $80 million, another $78 globally. You're talking $158. They're making some cheddar in the movie business. I bring that up because maybe we want to get into another business, Skylar.
Yeah, so the movie business, actually, I'm heavily invested in AMC right now. Hopefully that goes well. It's been going really well, actually.
Elaborate
So,
on
movie
that.
business.
Tell us about that.
Yeah, so, this is kind of something that I've been following for the last 6 months and investing my money wisely. AMC's been, doing me some good. Once they've opened back up and been able to, kind of from COVID, and their stock has been going up, and that's due to a lot of technical stuff and a short squeeze and stuff like that going on, and so it's good, and it's in the movie business, which is a very good thing.
So another high character, classy, educated football player that Coach Bramante and Matty Kaywood brought into camp here. Remarkable. Skylar Clinton on the Quick Draw segment. Thank you very much, Skylar.
Thanks for having me.
We appreciate you very much. Stay
you,
healthy
Skylar.
the rest of the way.
Yes, thank you very much.
Wide receiver for the Northern Arizona Wranglers right there, Mr. Skylar Clinton, former NAU Lumberjack and Prescott Badger. Great stuff over there from Skylar and KD. We appreciate you guys coming out with us tonight. Coach Hudak and Skylar right over there. Another great show, Ed, as we look forward to this Saturday night's game against the Duke City Gladiators in our house at the Findlay Toyota Center.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've been home, but we are ready for Duke City to come into the Findlay Toyota Center. We will bring you the broadcast on the IFL YouTube channel. We are excited. All three of us are going to be back on the air, back on the microphones, giving you all the action.
We can't wait. 6:05 p.m. kickoff local time. We'll be on the air with the pregame probably about 5:45, maybe 5:50 or so. So check that out. Make sure and tune in a little bit early if you will. For everyone at the Colt Grill, we thank you for having us. It's always tremendous hospitality out here. The food is fantastic. And once again, if you hadn't had a chance to get down here, check it out. It's a wonderful establishment. Thanks again to my broadcast partners, Mr. Ed Cole and Mr. Kevin Derryberry. Once again, a shout-out to our guy, Coach Dominic Bramante, on the mend. We're so glad to hear that. Stay positive, big guy, and we will check in with you very soon. We hope to see you around here and around the arena very soon.
Praying for you, Coach.
And for everyone who joined us tonight, we appreciate you tuning in. It was another great show, and we can't wait to be with you once again 2 weeks from tonight right here inside the Colt Grill. For my broadcast partners, I'm James Poovey saying so long. Everyone have a great night, and Go Wranglers.
Go Wranglers.
Prayers up, Coach Bramante.
Prayers up. God bless you, Coach.